Don't write sucky subject lines. So, when you're doing your email marketing, you really want to focus on your subject line. That is the thing that will get people to open your email, which is basically the whole entire reason that you're sending the email, right? So, today I wanted to pick apart an email that I received from a wellness provider this week, and it just caught my eye. So let's have a look at it. And Marci, if you're watching this, let's talk. um, and so basically, the intention behind this is to provide some constructive criticism so that you can learn from it. And hopefully, the person seeing this will be able to learn from it as well and make some changes or chat with me. So here we go. This subject line: a heart to heart from one recovering perfectionist to another. So when you look at that, does that make you want to open the email? There's a couple things at play here. There's not really much curiosity there because to me I'm already seeing that, okay, you're going to have a heart to heart with me, but am I a perfectionist? So that's another thing. With this, it's kind of like, are you segregating some of your email list because of your subject line? If so, then what you should be doing is actually segmenting who you're sending this to. Otherwise, you're really going to hurt your email open rates, and you'll probably see a lot of people drop off your email list if it's not resonating with them. So, for me, for example, I don't resonate with this because I'm not a perfectionist, or a recovering perfectionist. But also, it gave away to me the entire email. I'm like, okay, you're gonna write to me about something heart to heart about being a recovering perfectionist. Not really interested, right? So there's no real intrigue, there's no curiosity to it. So that is something that you want to think about when you're writing this. Now let's open it up and have a quick look, because that subject line plays into the first bit of your email as well. Like, they kind of play off of each other, right? So when we open it, and I know that this is supposed to be about subject line specifically, but I think there's a lot to learn here as well. So when you open it, the first couple of sentences here: Dear Soul Sister. Okay, Soul Sister, I might kind of vibe with. I'm a little bit, woo and spiritual and stuff like that. So that might be all right. But also, it's kind of something that you want to think, is my entire segment that I'm sending this to, do they vibe with that salutation, right? It could be as simple as just totally leaving that out. But then the next line as well is like, I hope this message finds you well. And while I'm sure that that had good intention of like trying to show up and be like, hey, I hope you're well, it comes across so inauthentic, because that's literally the kind of stuff that like AI would spit out, or like some sort of scammy person would say, right? I hope this message finds you well. Like, when think about conversation, when you let's say you were to meet up with me in person, would you be like, hello, soul sister? Actually, you might. You might. But would you say, I hope you are well? You probably wouldn't start off our conversation like that. Be like, how you doing? Like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad to see you, that kind of thing. And just using that kind of speaking language in your writing will come across a lot more authentic when people open it. So in this case, you could have just totally removed these two lines to start with, um, and just been like, sitting here sipping my morning coffee, right? That would resonate with probably a lot of people. They'd be like, me too. I'm sipping my morning coffee, right? So anyway, now let's talk about what a different headline could be for this email. Um, and part of that is going to be kind of going through the context of the email. So she's saying that I've been on her mind, but have I actually been on your mind? So that's another thing, is like that part kind of comes off a bit inauthentic to me, because have I personally been on your mind? Um, I highly doubt it. Sorry, Marci, but just giving that constructive criticism, because you want people to be on this slippery slope of like, okay, I'm going to open this email because this is interesting. And then this bit should be interesting as well. But straight away, you're losing me. Which is unfortunate, because I know that you have, some stories and some good stuff to talk about. Like even here, you're kind of describing the walk, which is like the wind was breezy and beautiful, and like that's actually something that you could even lead with as well. And so this is about walking. This is about pure joy and creativity. Releasing perfectionism, stress, anxiety, overthinking. And then let's see what else. Basically talking about like unlocking this creative potential after hitting burnout. So these are a few things right off the bat from just kind of skimming through this email that you could put in your subject line. Could be something along the lines of like um, unlock your creative potential. It could even be I don't know how many different things you talk about, but it could be like your coffee, your walks, your river, whatever the different things are. You could list like how many of those are. So you could be like 3 ways to unlock your creative potential. That's a little bit intriguing, because it's like, oh, I do want to unlock some creative potential. What are the 3 ways? And then even the burnout thing. So this could also be another headline, because it's a pain point, right? So having pain points in your headline are also really intriguing for people, because if they resonate with that pain point, they're going to be more likely to open that email. And existential crisis possibly as well. And of course, this goes back to what I was saying earlier, where it really depends on your audience, right? So it kind of seems like I joined this email list honestly to just kind of see what sort of content she's putting out. So I might not necessarily personally resonate with some of the stuff, whereas the rest of her email list might. So just having a pulse on that is going to be really key. But you could put something in regards to an existential crisis. So how to avoid an existential crisis, or recovering from burnout, like 3 ways to recover from burnout, or something like that. To-do list. You could even talk about your to-do list. Like to-do list hack to creativity flow. I like that too. The to-do list thing maybe doesn't work too well now that I'm talking about it out loud. Okay, so you have some thoughts here, limiting beliefs. So you could even put something about limiting beliefs in your subject line. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it'd be like 5 limiting beliefs block creativity. Like that would be very enticing, because it's like, first of all, I'm like, okay, there's 5 of them. Secondly, like, what are these limiting beliefs? So there's already in that subject line creating a lot of curiosity. Okay, this is a long ass email. So, Marci, if you're watching, congrats on doing your email marketing. That is 90% better than most business owners. So, first of all, congrats on actually doing that. You probably could even break this email into multiple emails. It's that long. But anyway, there's some ideas on non-sucky subject lines. So if you have any other ideas, would love to hear them in the comments. I'm going to put this on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe because I'm going to do more of these. And I'll also put a link in the description to join my